In Southern California, our water infrastructure is just as delicate as this game of Jenga. If we're pulling the bricks too quickly, what happens, Adam?
It will collapse.
In recent declarations, while we understand them, the restrictions are still leaving us scratching our head. We have questions we need to answer, right, Adam?
Like, will I be able to shave my beard in the shower? Welcome to the Harvest Lab. The governor actually declared a drought state of emergency almost a year ago in 2021.
The governor's declaration gives the State Water Resource Control Board the ability to ban certain water uses, like watering your lawn. Newsom's calling on everyone to reduce water usage by 15%. But experts tell me conservation in cities is extremely important, but it's really the agricultural sector that accounts for 80% of developed water use.
So a lot of people are asking, you know, we're in the drought. Does that mean that we can go backwards? We can back out of a drought, or are we here to stay?
We're kind of in a mega drought. This is an extraordinary series of events that has led us to just a huge deficit of water.
Right. So we have to share with people, what are we going to do about this?
Well, it's like the structure here. With all the restrictions and reducing of turf, and all those things, we can build a nice strong structure that isn't going to topple over. So if we remove just a little bit of water, the amount that we need to live, we still have an infrastructure that'll get us to the future.
Sounds like we need to learn a little bit more about these restrictions.
Oh, definitely.
Let's go talk to the experts.
Let's go.
Thanks, Amanda. In recent development, the state has ordered that all water agencies move to a level 2 water shortage contingency plan. This bans all ornamental turf that is categorized under commercial, industrial, and institutional. HOA properties fall under the commercial categories. So what does this mean, and what can HOAs do about this? I tend to recommend our clients to look at how we're watering and what we're watering, and then look at the landscapes to redefine where we can save water. General watering guidelines allow us to water turf for recreational and residential use. A 20% reduction is recommended based off of our 2020 water usage. And not all water agencies are the same. Certain water agencies are allowing us to water on certain days of the weeks, and others based off of allocation use. We recommend to evaluate, convert, and refine your irrigation system. Spray sprinklers to drip irrigation. High efficiency nozzles to increase the irrigation efficiency. Smart controllers to help manage the correct application of water. Pressure regulations to reduce the flow of water and misting. Old outdated systems to convert to MWELO standards. And lastly, hire a certified professional to help you put a plan together. Let's recap. Make sure to understand what to water and how. And before you take action, make sure you have a solid plan and the right experts to do the job. The experts here at Harvest Landscape know how to put a plan in motion. And lastly, hire a certified professional to help you put that plan together. Let's save water together.
If you fail to plan, your plan has already failed. The key to the success to your plan is first you need to evaluate the entire community. Work with your landscape professional to evaluate the long-term success versus a short-term solution. Verify that every subsidy can be used. Identify turf areas throughout your community that will help you reach your goals in water conservation. The plan should include data that supports your current water consumption and potential water savings to a budget. Outline a plan with key data such as plant palette, water budgets, irrigation plan, cost budgets, and savings. It should also include eliminating high water consuming plants. Reduce or eliminate ornamental turf wherever possible. Retrofit the irrigation system with high efficiency sprinklers or drip irrigation to eliminate the runoff and unwanted water use. The outcome should be sustainable and environmental friendly. Kevin, we identified this turf to be removed. What's the next step?
So the steps that will dictate the timeline for this process will be to first shut off the water in this area and do a control kill of the turf. Once the turf is dead, then we'll come back and we'll scrape it with either a sod cutter or some heavy equipment to get the grass down to the bare roots and prep the soil for planting.
Does that hurt any of the trees or surrounding landscape?
No, our crews will take caution when working around the trees to avoid any exposed roots on the surface. The next step will be to retrofit the irrigation. So what we'll do is we'll adjust the valves, we'll install filters on the valves, which will prevent the drip line from getting clogged. And we can retrofit existing valves as well, like this one here.
So you don't need to replace the valve?
We don't need to replace the valve, we just need to install the filtration system in order to retrofit the system.
What does the filtration system do?
The filtration system prevents the drip line from getting clogged. It prevents any sediment or dirt that may run through the line from clogging the emitters.
So what's the key to this drip line being effective? I've seen a lot of different companies put it like 4 feet apart, 3 feet apart, but what is the effectiveness?
So the effective method will be to run it in a grid pattern throughout the entire bed. What that will do, that'll allow us to saturate the bed, water it down, because we don't want to just water the plant where the plant is. We want to water the entire area so that those roots can grow. Those roots are lazy, so we got to spread out the water so that the roots grow and infiltrate the soil.
You know, I found drip irrigation to be one of the most effective ways. You get 95% of that water actually goes to the plants. I also noticed a lot of landscapers would just put little rings around the plants, but we know that's not the right way to do it.
No, we want the spacing to be correct, and depending on what drip line we're using, the manufacturer's specifications could be different, but generally, like I said, we'll keep that grid. We'll have multiple lines throughout this bed. We won't just isolate them to a single plant.
The key to success on these projects is having a team that has the credentials, the skills, and knowledge to be able to complete these projects. And Kevin and his team have done a wonderful job. We've done more turf removal projects than any company in Orange County. Over 2 million square feet of turf we've removed just in the last 2 years. Kevin, we're here in Irvine at one of our communities. Tell me about this project.
So this project is here in Irvine. They have around 350,000 square feet of turf total on their site. We identified 50,000 square feet for them to remove.
Why 50,000 square feet?
Well, 50,000 square feet is the maximum amount per meter per year that the water district will allow for you to have a rebate for. For the spray to drip irrigation, it's 45,000 square feet per year.
So this property has reclaimed water. Is that still eligible for a rebate?
Reclaimed water sites are eligible for these projects.
So with the rebate, who handled the rebate process?
Well, Stephen, you know, we always handle the rebate process for our communities. So I did this rebate personally myself.
So tell me a little bit about the steps.
So the steps that are involved in the rebate process is we will collect water bills from the community. Once we have those water bills, using that information, we will submit an application to the water district. Once they receive that application and review it, they'll send a pre-inspector out. We'll meet with them on site to go through the pre-inspection process. This is where they'll validate the square footage, they'll measure, they'll check the areas that there was indeed turf in the area. And then once they send us a letter to proceed, which we can't start before we receive that letter, we'll complete the project. After that, they'll come out and do a post-inspection. This is where they'll validate that all the requirements for the rebate are met, and then they'll submit the check to the community.
How long does it take to get that check?
So after the post-inspection, it can take from 6 to 8 weeks to receive that check.
So with 50,000 square feet, what is the estimated rebate are they receiving?
The estimated rebate that this community is receiving was at $3 a square foot per square foot of turf. So they'll be getting around $150,000 worth of rebate.
So with the rebate, what is their estimated return on investment?
The return on investment for this one was approximately 3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years. So that's pure water savings. It would pay for itself in 3 to 4 years.
Correct.
Wow, that's impressive. Now more than ever, this is the time to save water. Why? Because it's the right thing to do for our homes, it's the right thing to do for our communities, and the right thing to do for the environment. So let's save water together.